Hello everyone, Dan here and welcome to another progression video. So first off, I wanna apologize for not uploading anything for 2 or 3 days. And the reason for that is Tryon, because they were doing some shard transfer and all the characters from that shard, for a few shards, I think 4 or 5 of them, were transferred to another servers, let's call them, and the game was unplayable and we can't access our characters, and my character was gone for 2 or 3 days. And I also wrote email to Tryon and they told me they couldn't do anything to retrieve my character back because I thought that was he was deleted or something like that. Some issue was there and I can't retrieve my character back. But when everything was finished, I got my character back. Lucky me. So let's begin now. I'm level 51 right now. The leveling is quite slow, like really slow. Only thing I can do is playing a lot of PvP and questing. So few things got unlocked right now. One of the things is the classic expert dungeon, which gives me a lot of planetary experience, which is another thing that I'm gonna talk after this. So I get a lot of currency from the expert dungeon, but I need a better gear right now. I'm like all blue from a level 40 and 50 gear, which is quite low for the expert dungeon. But I'm farming gear from the PvP, which I think is the best right now, because the PvP and the PvE gear is quite different. Like when I do dungeons, I don't get epic gear, and this gear right here from the PvP, it's a lot better, increasing my armor and intelligence and spell power much more than the PvE right now. The other thing is the Planar Attunement. So this thing right here is like another customization for your character. So because I'm playing DPS, I'm not playing healer, I'm gonna focus only on DPS. You can modify all the points here for your character. So as you can see, we have all the elements on the game. Those are earth, air, fire, water, life, death, and the last one is for PvP, which is war. So every one of these elements is increasing specific stats and specific attributes for your character. So for earth, let's begin. For earth, you get increasing for earth damage. It's increasing the damage for all the creatures from the earth rifts. Also, it's increasing your endurance, which is your life. Also, spell power for staff and vent and stuff like that. The air one is increasing your wisdom, so this is good for healers. It's increasing also your spell power, which these are all common for every planner. And the other thing is, when you complete all these, it's unlock the other tier. So this is like a tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 for the air planner. So when you get this one, like I have on fire, so I have all maxed on the first tier, the second tier is unlocked. So when I fill all this, I'm gonna get the third tier, so I can unlock the other skills. But that's not the case, because some of those skills here maybe they're not needed for your class or the character, so you can just get those that you need. If you don't need from the other tier, you can get from the other planner elements. so that's quite good. So fire is for DPS for me. It's increasing my damage, intelligence, two-handed hammer, and the staff spell power. And also it's increasing my spell power, as you can see, increases the spell power for 80 for 2 hours. The water is also for healers, increasing wisdom, spell power for staff and totems, I think. Yeah, it's totem. The other life is also, I think this is good for tanks because it's increasing the endurance, vitality, and also spell power for one-handed mace and daggers. And death also is for, I think it's also for DPS because it's increasing my intelligence and the spell power for all kinds of weapons that I need. And Valor is increasing all the things that you need for PvP, like Valor. It gets your stun effects reduction for 10%, as you can see, other 10%, so from the first tier you get 40% stun, or not, well, only 20% of stun effects reduction, which is quite good. Also you have transfer 50% of healing used to enemy to the cleric, so this is quite good. Also it's when it hit, deals 20% of damage taken to the attacker and heals the cleric for 10% of the damage taken. It's also good. And this also is, as you can see, Valor, Endurance, Wisdom. So this is all for PvP only. So that's most of it. So right now I'm playing Kabbalist, which I like it pretty much. The problems that I had for the first is when I leveled my character, I didn't have a lot of DPS, I didn't have a lot of sustain and stuff like that, but now when I'm level 51 and when I got one item from the PvP, this item, my belt was for level 30 I think, which was quite bad, and I farmed PvP, I got a lot of points and I got my belt, and this one is quite good. Right now I'm farming for chest PvP, which for me I needed the most. As you can see, it's giving me a lot of armor, endurance, spell power, wisdom, so this is quite good. And the other one I need is, which one? It was the shoulders, so only the shoulders and the chest are most benefit for me. They give me a lot of stats which will get me and make me quite powerful. So right now this pack right here on this level with good gear, you will deal a lot of damage. Like when I was playing PvP on 49, 48 level, I couldn't kill anybody, like my DPS was terrible. And I got few items, like my helm right here for level 50 and the belt, and a lot of stuff for level 50, and my DPS went crazy. Like I can 1v1 1-on-1 every player because I have everything. I have a lot of dots. This one, when crits, I have like 2k or 3k damage, which is quite a lot. And this one also makes critical strike and AoE damage every time I have Tyranny of Death, which is this one. Where was it? Tyranny of Death. This one. I forgot the spells, the names of the spells. So most of my spells here are dots, and if you maintain those dots every time and you use your cooldown spells, then you're gonna give a lot of DPS. Also I have like a spell block or spell reflection, which causes my next hostile spell cast on ally to be reflected back to the caster. And I have a snare and some sort of CC, let's call it, because it pulls up 7 enemies on the target location and also snares them for 8 seconds. So that is quite good. Also I have a stun, which stun 10 enemies for 2 seconds, and that's also quite powerful spell. Every time I have some burst and we have a team fight, and I cast this and all of them are stunned, and I use all my CC and snares and all the cooldowns, spell cooldowns, and I get a lot of DPS, and also a lot of people die immediately because they get burst down from all the people on my team. So that's most of the things. The build is quite decent. I get all the advantages. I will have all my spells here. Only I don't have the wisdom. I need to get that. And this one, yeah. Only 2 of these or 3 of the spells are not maxed. I'm gonna max everything, and then I'm gonna increase the Defiler, I think, or the Inquisitor. Which one is it? I think it was the Defiler. It's increasing a lot of damage for me. So that's most of the things right now. There's nothing specific. I think there are some dungeons for level 50, but I don't think anyone is playing them. So I'm gonna focus on leveling, getting level 60. I got to a guild as I started the video because I applied to one because I needed a guild for raiding. So this guild is quite good. Let me see it. Guild level 19. It's good. Perks. I get the perks. That's good. I'm gonna need them. Have ranks, the dimensions. I think this is pretty good. We have runs. That's good. You have raid, alt gear run. Triumph of Dragon King, 10 men. November the 5th. Duration 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's good. So that's all for this video, guys. I told you everything I got unlocked and my gear, what I plan to do with my gear, what I plan to do next. So thanks for watching and see you on the next video.